Hello YouTubers, RogueMonkeyJr here, and welcome back to our awesome Battlefield coaching series called Analyze Your Game. Today's footage is sent in by You Toxic Cake, and he's playing a Volga River Conquest, and he's got some cavalry gameplay for us. So he said in the email, let me load it up right here. I'm always bad at loading up the email prior to starting the recording. So he says 8 minutes of cavalry plus a lance gameplay. I keep dying to LMGs and do not get a good score. I think my timing is also a bit off. Take a look for yourself. 1080p, 60 FPS. Enjoy. Well, first things first, thank you very much for sending in your footage. And before I start the video, the information is going to be on screen right now for you to send in your own footage for one of the upcoming episodes of Battlefield Coaching. And without further ado, let's get stuck right into this. So we got some PC gameplay here. So going to be a little bit more critical on aim if you're using your rifle here. Now the thing with the lance is, I've always had a little bit of trouble using the lance personally. I always use the cavalry sword as opposed to the lance. I feel like the lance is like it's a swing and a miss half the time. Sometimes it seems like you're right on target and like you just literally run by the person that you're trying to spear. So yeah, I've always preferred the sword, like right there. And the thing is, you don't have... Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you can charge with the lance, but once you're in that charging motion, you basically lose all the ability to make like quick and sharp turns. It's fun to use the lance, but it's not as effective as the cavalry sword would be in the same situations that you find yourself in. Yeah, good use of the grenade there. The guy had already died, but good use nonetheless. So one of the main things you can do is the cavalry is like get to defend points really fast. So if there's points that are being capped, what you want to do is try and go defend them because you are super fast. You're the fastest thing in the game, apart from maybe like transport vehicles and a plane. But yeah, you always want to start trying to defend the flags. You ran 2 people over there. And try and destroy vehicles or pester the vehicles at least. Okay, so right there, you should have probably backed off because there were so many people shooting at you. That was just a big pile of people. So what I would have done is like just circle back around, and that's the thing with the horse. You just keep circling. It makes it a lot harder for you to get hit if you circle like that. Come by for a couple of swings, go back, reload your grenades, come back, go for a swing again. And as I'm saying, the thing with the lance is, yeah, you can get multiple people in like one go, but it takes a lot longer to swing in between hits, like if you're not charging, as opposed to the sword because of the sheer size of the lance as opposed to the size of the sword. All right, push up now. Your team already has a good lead, honestly. Yeah, you all, as a cavalry, one of your jobs is to also drop ammo and health literally all the time. These are my symbols for ammo and health, by the way. So yeah, your job is to use ammo and health as much as you can to help your teammates out and keep yourself alive, of course, at the same time.
We have lost objective butter.
All right, we're gonna see a little bit of foot soldier gameplay as well. Very good, very good. I think this is I think I saw factory that you popped up. Yeah. Okay, I would toss my grenade as well there. Oh boy, this is gonna be spicy. Watch out. You're dead, yeah. Okay, so right here one of the problems was you were using a shotgun, which isn't... For Volga River, generally speaking, a shotgun isn't the best idea. There's so much open area between the flags. I'd probably use something a little bit longer range, but then again, you were so surrounded right there that there's not a whole lot you could do. It was just an unfortunate situation. All right, so charging in again with the cavalry. Yeah, you're going to have to start capping points ASAP. Yeah, get away, heal yourself. Yeah, never be afraid to take a pause as a cavalry. Because when you're getting shot and you're low health, you're no use to nobody. See? Okay, let's just back this up right here. Okay, so... Okay, this is a pretty bad frame, but you guys are going to understand anyways. So if you look... Hang on, let me just back it up a little bit more. Let's replay that real quick. Okay, so right now, the guy crouched out of the way. And the thing is, with the charge, you have such a burst of speed at the beginning that's very hard to redirect your trajectory if your target has moved. If he's not paying attention and he's just standing still, it's going to be an easy kill. But the thing is that now you're engaged in this charging motion, and you can't redirect your trajectory to go actually hit this scout player that is right here, okay? And that's one of the downsides of the cavalry lance. You do have the ability to charge, but it's the same thing as the bayonet. You lose that range of motion that you would usually get if, for example, you were just using the cavalry sword or simply swiping your cavalry lance. So it can be a strong attack, but I feel like most of the time it fails. And I just don't like using the cavalry lance at all. The sword is so much better because you can get multiple swings within one go. If you miss the first one, you can probably quickly get a second swing. And I feel like it's just a lot more effective than the cavalry lance. I've never personally done very well with the cavalry lance. And generally speaking, people who are very good with the cavalry use the sword because it's just superior. I mean, it's going to kill somebody in one swipe anyways. It's not like the cavalry lance. If the cavalry lance did do more damage, that'd be great. That'd be phenomenal. But the fact of the matter is it doesn't. And it feels like much more of a disadvantage than an advantage or like an equal to the sword per se. All right, so toss your nades. Okay, a little bit more precise. You need to be a little bit more precise on the nades. I know it's kind of hard to throw them while you're on the horse because how the trajectory the nade goes kind of like arcs. And when you're like throwing it, it arcs with the movement speed that you have. So it's kind of like weird, but try and work a little bit on the on your throwing. Yeah, so you see the thing, it looks like you're on because of the circle, but like the lance head is like just beside the circle like that. So you always miss the target by like an inch or two, which is it's infuriating to miss by like so little. But I don't know. There's something about the lance that just doesn't feel like it's precise. Unfortunately, you haven't really had the chance to nice roadkill. I feel like road killing people is more effective when you're using the lance than actually... Oh, shit, there we go. Then actually... Check your nades. Check your nades. Oh, there you go. Okay, so let's back it up and let's rewatch this part here. Okay. So you see how you miss? Okay. Usually your circle, so this circle right here, for example, right now you have two targets, okay? This is the guy that you impale, so this guy's dead, okay? But with the times that you did miss, like your circle was like on the left-hand side of the target, and your lance was like right here, so you always missed. But as you can see right here, let's just play this real quick. Your lance is on the right side. It's actually quite far off of the target that you did end up killing, okay? And that's the person you impaled, so there's like a good difference. I think it might be because of the third-person perspective that you have on the horse. So you see the horse in a third-person perspective, and I suppose that if you could actually play in first person, that the spearhead would actually be like directly towards this player here and not like to his right-hand side, as opposed to what you can see on screen right now. There is a discrepancy between those two. If you remember correctly, I'm just going to make a quick drawing here. The tanks at the beginning of Battlefield 1, okay, this is a god-awful tank drawing, but you'll get the point, okay? Let's just get a point across. So the cannon, okay, this would be the cannon of the tank. So if you're playing, at the beginning when you were playing in the tank at first-person perspective, okay, and let's say there was cover right here, okay, if you were shooting in first-person perspective, you could not shoot above, okay? It was pretty much literally impossible for you to shoot above. But if you were looking in third-person perspective and your perspective was kind of like somewhere around here, okay? So you would be seeing the tank like that, okay? And the way you would be seeing that cannon is you could see over this cover. So you could technically shoot above cover. So there's always a discrepancy between the perspective that you have in third person, as opposed to the perspective that you have in first person. Same goes for a game maybe like PUBG. There's always a little discrepancy between your third person perspective and when you actually ADS to shoot somebody. There's always going to be a few inches off of where you're actually trying to aim, which is the same principle with the cavalry lance. You always have to aim to the right, probably because of that third person perspective that we get to see the cavalry in, especially with the lance. With the sword, it doesn't matter because you're not charging and you're just swiping. So the general swiping motion, you'll get more of a range of motion or range of attack on that swiping motion, as opposed to the cavalry where you're just charging and going straight. If any of that makes sense. I think it kind of makes sense. Sometimes it's kind of hard to explain what I'm thinking, but I hope I managed to get my point across. I'm trying to get better at, wording my explanations and helping you play better. So yeah, as you can see, like, it's all about placing the lance at the proper angle and the proper side of the enemy you're trying to spear. So always aim a little bit more to the right, and you're gonna probably consistently impale the targets that you wanted to impale in the first place and not just completely miss them. Also, one thing, I just want to pause this real quick. One thing I hate about cavalries is you don't have a jump button. That is so damn stupid. I don't know why they never put a jump button on the cavalry. Like, just let me jump when I want to and not this auto jump feature. Oh boy. Yeah. That's just unfortunate. The guy died, so there was check your nades. Yeah. Get out of there. Oh boy. Okay, so I suspect that the game plays about to end, and you guys are probably gonna win anyways. Okay, so that was your last spawn. So we're just gonna pause it here. I doubt you're gonna show the scoreboard. So just remember what I said. So the main focus of playing cavalry, always try to defend the flags that are being capped. You're the fastest, pretty much the fastest unit out there. And also, if you're using the lance, work on always aiming to the right-hand side of the enemies. So here, you'd be aiming there, as opposed to aiming on this side. Even if it looks like you're on the target, you're not. As you can see on the footage, you're not at all on the target, and you consistently miss. If you aim on this side, you'll probably consistently impale targets. And also, you were doing a very good job at dropping health, ammo, pretty much every time it was off cooldown. And which is one of the strengths of the cavalry, is always being able to resupply and heal themselves. If you do that, you're probably going to do a lot better. And also, I'm not sure if you have hold shift to sprint or tap it. I always prefer hold shift. I feel like you have a little bit more control on the horse's sprint. It feels kind of weird when you have pressed shift to sprint, but that's just personal preference. On the horse, it feels a little bit more wonky than on the foot soldiers, so maybe that you would be able to try that instead of just simply tapping the shift button to sprint. And maybe that'll help you. And if you're having really a hard time, then just switch to the cavalry sword, as I think it's far easier to get kills with. So once again, thank you very much for sending in the footage, you toxic cake. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I don't mean to be, overly critical or come off as an asshole. I'm just trying to help, get your game better, even if sometimes I do seem a little bit harsh. So let us know down in the comments if you have any other tips or tricks for you toxic cake on the cavalry class. And while you're down there, appreciate the like button if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check out the description for the way that you can send in your own footage for the upcoming episodes of Battlefield Coaching, and it'll be up on screen once again now. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I release Battlefield and first-person shooter-related videos pretty much every day. And as always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.